It's just that Daniel wants everything for himself. Anyways, we are here just to show you a little bit of a PowerPoint slide with regards to Singapore. How many of you actually been to Singapore or know where Singapore is? Because throughout the trip, I actually heard someone saying that Singapore is part of Korea. It's not. It's on our own. I will show you a bit later on. Singapore is a multiracial, multicultural country. That's where we are actually in the world map. You can't actually see it. It's just a little red dot. Okay, it's very, very tiny. It's a shopping heaven, so that's where I get. We have a 24 hours shopping center, 7 days a week. So you know what I mean. Okay, against the Southeast Asia map, Singapore is the neighbor of Malaysia and Indonesia, which is there, right below. And Vic actually lives in the middle part of Singapore, and so does Desmond. And I live near Changi Airport, near the beach, just a 3 minutes walk to the beach. Okay, basically, the flag, the colors are red and white, and the red represents the universal brotherhood and equality of men, and for the white is purity and virtue, and you have the crescent and the 5 stars. And the crescent moon actually, it represents a young nation on the rise, although we have more old people than young people. And the 5 stars represent each the democracy, peace, progress, justice, and equality. And the language, actually, we don't speak Chinese. It's not our official working language, and it's not our national language. Our official working language is actually English. English is taught in schools all over Singapore. We are 80% bilingual, and some of us are trilingual. We can speak about 3 languages, and our national language is Malay, and our national anthem is actually sung in Malay. And the land area, 699 square kilometers. US is actually 15,000 times bigger than Singapore. And we have 1 main island, which is Singapore, and 63 other tiny islands, but mainly uninhabited. And climate, summer throughout, that's why we're not used to the weather here. And temperature, 25 to 33 degrees, every day of the month, every day. People, about 4.3 million in a small country, and mainly Chinese, 76%. That's because you have immigrants coming in from China. And Malay, we are the founders of Singapore. We are actually known as Temasek before Raffles founded in 1890 and changed it to Singapore, which means a lion city. And the Indians represent 8.4%, and others, which is actually only 1.8%. And our main religion is actually Buddhism, Islam, Christianity, Taoism, and Hinduism. So we are actually really multiracial and multicultural.
Firstly, I want to apologize for my voice because it's still breaking, so... You can't hear properly, just raise your hand and I'll repeat again. Okay. As you can see here, this is a Singapore icon, and we call it as our Malayan. It is a half fish, and it was considered a half fish because it's a tribute to Singapore's history as an ancient sea town. And the half Malayan, it represents the animal, the Sumatran prince from Malaysia, saw when Singapore was first founded. Okay, currently our Malayan is under, we call it a shower because they are cleaning it, and because it's so huge that it will take like months to finish washing and doing everything. That's why we put up that poster so that tourists don't get disappointed when they go there.
interesting, eh? Okay, there are lots of people in my IC inbound that have been asking me about this kind of things. So I'm here to tell you guys what this thing all about. First, everybody is interested, especially Canadian, who was interested about how is the law in Singapore. So, let me tell you, we are strict on drug laws, with the death penalty applied for drug trafficking. So, Joris from the Netherlands, no hash brownies. We are also against the entry of firearms, controlled drugs, endangered species of wildlife, chewing gum, yes, and cigarette lighters in the shape of a firearm. Smoking is not allowed in public buses, the train stations, taxis, lifts, and air-conditioned places. And with fines of up to 1,000 Singapore dollars. Littering is an offence, and it carries penalty of a fine of $1,000 and also a stint of corrective work order. So, yeah. Apart from Monaco, Singapore is the most densely populated country in the world, with 6,430 people per square kilometer. Another thing is that in 1824, how long is that? Okay, anyway, and there was 10,683 of us in Singapore, and in 2000, the population increased to 4.2 million. If you're talking about the roads in Singapore, we have 3,000 kilometers of road. If you want to stretch from one end to one end, you can literally form a road from Singapore all the way to Hong Kong. About cell phones, yes, it's true, 8 in every 10 Singaporeans have their own cell phones. In fact, our companies issue at least 30,000 to 40,000 new handphones every month. So, yeah, Desmond. Anyway, thank you Australia, lots of love from Singapore.
We would actually like to call Danny, just a token of our appreciation to you.
Shopping.
Okay. More stuff to do. From Singapore with love.
After this, Mark will be playing the part of Vic.
No.